Eyes, Window to the Soul by Kai Papworth. Eyes are often described as the window to the soul, as they have the ability to convey emotions and tell stories without the needs for words. In my photographic practice, I aim to capture the inner workings of the mind, and the eyes play a central role in that expression. They serve as a conduit for the emotions and thoughts that we often keep hidden from the world, allowing viewers to gain a glimpse into the complex and multifaceted nature of the human physique. I strive to capture the unique essence of each individual subject, highlighting the subtle nuances of their gaze and the intricate interplay between their inner and outer selves. By focusing on the eyes as a means of expression, I hope to create a visual language that transcends the limitations of speech, allowing viewers to connect with my subjects on a deeper, more intuitive level. The photograph is not simply a product or a channel, but also an object endowed with a structural autonomy. Mental health can often be overlooked, and it is a topic that doesn't get spoken about that much. This relates in a sense when it comes to photographic practice. This quote explains that a photograph is more than just an image. It could be seen as something with a lot more meaning, such as how it can show a story or depict a different meaning to people who view it. In relation to mental health, this quote suggests that people can interpret photography in different ways, as they might have dealt with their mental health in a different way, or they might not have had to deal with mental health at all, so they might not understand the meaning or struggle people with mental health must deal with. In further detail, this quote also suggests that photographs have a unique and autonomous existence that sets them apart from other types of objects or channels. Unlike other forms of media, such as film or television, photographs are not simply products or channels for conveying information or meaning. Instead, they have their own distinct qualities and characteristics that allow them to function as autonomous objects in their own right. These qualities may include things like the physical properties of the photograph itself, such as size, texture, and material, as well as the way in which it is framed, displayed, or circulated. By recognizing the structural autonomy of the photograph, we can gain a deeper appreciation for its unique qualities and the ways in which it can shape our perceptions and experiences of the world around us. Overall, this quote explains to us that we should consider photographs as more than just a means to an end, but rather a distinct and meaningful object in its own right. In a sense, what I am arguing is that the meanings of the image are always corrupted by these processes of spectatorship, such that the viewer invests their meaning based on their relation with the signifying elements of the extant portrait. This quote highlights the idea that the meaning of an image is not fixed, but rather it is constantly being constructed and reconstructed through the process of spectatorship. When we view an image, we bring our own preconceptions, experiences, and biases to the act of interpretation, which can impact the meaning we invest in the image. This means that the meaning of an image is not solely determined by the artist who created it, but also shaped by the viewer's relationship with the signifying elements of the image. This relationship is complex and multifaceted and can be influenced by a wide range of factors, including cultural background, personal history, and social context. As a result, the meaning of an image is always in flux and is subject to constant negotiation and reinterpretation. This can be both a source of frustration of creative potential, as it means that images can be used to challenge dominant narratives and to open up new possibilities for interpretation and understanding. Overall, this quote invites us to consider the complex and dynamic nature of meaning and to recognize the role that our own subjectivity plays in the process of interpreting and investing meaning in the images we encounter. This quote also suggests that the audience viewing the same photograph can interpret it in different ways by many people, and all it takes is one person to suggest their own interpretation for the meaning behind the photograph for everyone else to start believing their interpretation, which then ultimately takes away the true meaning behind the photograph. In relation to mental health, this quote explains that a viewer can implant their own feelings in the photograph, taking away the meaning behind the photographer's meaning, essentially changing their work. The realism of an image corresponds to a preconception of reality. This quote is a powerful reminder of the relationship between preconceptions and reality when it comes to creating images. In order to create a truly realistic image, it is often necessary to have a preconceived idea of what that reality might look like. This is true not only in photography, but in many other forms of art as well. However, this quote also has important implications for mental health and the process of coming to terms with the need for help in order to improve one's mental well-being. Just as a photographer might have a preconceived idea of what they want to capture in order to create a realistic image, an individual struggling with mental health must also have a preconceived idea of what they want their life to look like in order to make progress towards that goal. In the context of photography practice, this means that models who have struggles with mental health are often uniquely positioned to create powerful and impactful images that accurately represent the complex realities of mental illness. The picture creates a contrast between our own invisible position, which seems natural, direct, and even innocent, while the people within the photograph look from outside. What David Bates suggests in this quote is that in every picture there is two positions from viewing the photograph. One of the viewers, which is described as natural and innocent, meaning when they first see the image, they say what they see and don't think about the meaning behind it. But then the people in the photograph look from outside, meaning they know the meaning behind the photo. This relates to my photographic practice because with mental health, the model sees from the outside, so they know and understand the meaning of mental health, and they know how to portray and present the images to give a better understanding of mental health. Whereas the people viewing it might not understand the mental health side of the image, making it a natural and innocent perspective. These next three quotes are from a study exploring young people's experiences and perceptions of mental health and well-being. If I've had a long day at college or even a long day with family or friends, it's so nice to just wind down and forget about everything. This quote explains how one person likes to cope with mental health. They find the best way to escape dark thoughts and just to relax is to spend time alone, to unwind and have a breather from having a long day. This relates to my photographic practice greatly because for a lot of people who suffer with mental health, they might find different ways to relax or cope with mental health, such as spending time with friends and family, just to get some comfort and take their mind off the things that they're thinking about. This quote is also a great reminder of the importance of taking time for oneself in order to recharge and relax. Whether it's been a long day at college, work, or a busy day with friends and family, it can be easy to get caught up in the stress and chaos of daily life. However, taking the time to wind down and forget about everything can be incredibly beneficial for both our mental health and our physical health. When we allow ourselves to relax and unwind, we give our minds and bodies a chance to rest and recover from the stresses of the day. This can help to reduce feelings of anxiety and tension, improve our mood, and increase our overall sense of well-being. There are many different ways to wind down and forget about everything, depending on one's personal preferences and interests. Some people may find reading a book or taking a bath relaxing, and others might prefer to meditate or listen to calming music. When participants described intense emotions associated with mental health distress, they frequently spoke about retreating to the home as opposed to public spaces. This quote suggests that in the study they did, the participants found comfort within their home rather than public spaces when trying to escape emotions associated with mental health. In relation to my own photographic practice and the people I photographed, this could be different for some people, as they might find being on their own more distressful when dealing with the emotions associated with mental health. So being outside in a public place might be better for them, as they have distractions such as sounds and smells. To explain this quote in more depth, it highlights the tendency of people who experience mental health distress to retreat from public spaces and seek refuge in the comfort of their home. When participants described intense emotions associated with mental health distress, they often spoke about the home as a place of safety and security, where they could retreat from the pressures and expectations of the outside world. This suggests that the home can play an important role in supporting mental health and well-being by providing a space where individuals can feel safe and supported during times of emotional distress. At the same time, however, this quote also raises important questions about the social and cultural factors that may contribute to the stigmatization of mental health issues, and the ways in which these issues are often marginalized or hidden from public view. By recognizing the importance of the home as a site of emotional refuge, we can begin to develop more compassionate and supportive approaches to mental health care that take into account the complex and interplay between personal and social factors that contribute to mental health distress. Using photography surfaced complex observations, connections, articulations, and associations in young people's everyday lives that otherwise may have remained invisible, overlooked, or unexpressed. I believe that this quote explains that without photography, we wouldn't get observations, connections, or associations in young people's everyday lives. But with photographs, it gives us an insight to what they get up to and can show us their feelings through their images. Through the lens of a camera, we are able to gain a unique insight into the world of young people and to see the world through their eyes. By capturing moments that might otherwise go unnoticed, photography has the ability to reveal the often overlooked aspects of young people's experiences and to help us better understand the complex and multifaceted nature of their lives. As a photographer, I believe that it is my responsibility to use my art to shed light on the issues that young people face and to help create a world where every young person is seen, heard, and valued. By working together, we can help to create a brighter future for all young people, one where their experiences are valued and their voices heard. In relation to my photographic practice, I wanted to photograph people's eyes, and these people that I have photographed have suffered from mental health in the past or currently, and I believe through photography I can show that eyes are the window to the soul, as you can see the people struggling with mental health in the images that I take, and allows us to have an insight into their soul and what they must cope with in their everyday lives. This also gives awareness to the viewers to get an understanding of the difficulties they go through, not just from the emotions you see on the outside, but also the feelings on the inside.